Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and this is my unboxing video for the traditional Korean tarot. So this is what the box looks like. I'm actually going to start by showing you the guidebooks. So currently, as I'm making this video, this deck is on Kickstarter, and I think the Kickstarter only has 4 days left to go. So by the time you watch this video, the Kickstarter might be over, but I'll provide all the links below this video where you can check out this deck and where you can purchase. So the deck comes with a guidebook, which is lovely because it's got full color pictures of all the cards and then the corresponding Rider-Waite card. The book that I was sent is all in Korean, so I don't know what it says. I don't know Korean, unfortunately. But I believe the guidebooks are available in English. I just checked before making this video, and it said that the guidebooks were in English, but for some reason I got sent the Korean versions. So then there's a larger, more involved guidebook, which feels really, really lovely, and it's quite something. So it includes quite large images, full color of every card. And I'm assuming, this is all in Korean, but I'm assuming that's kind of more of a description of each card. But really, really beautiful, beautiful guidebook. And then I was also sent one card that is transparent, because there is a transparent version of this deck that's available. So this is what the transparent card looks like. And then I was also sent some stickers, which is kind of fun. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into the deck. So my kitty Merlina is here to join us for this unboxing. She loves it when I do unboxing videos. It's her absolute favorite because she loves it when I open boxes and packages and things like that. All right, so the backs of the cards look like this. Very beautiful, very colorful. And let's talk a little bit about cardstock. So the cardstock is really nice. It actually feels almost a little bit textured, kind of like it's almost like fabric-y kind of a texture. I know it's not going to come through in video, but it feels really nice. Cardstock feels good quality, but it has a nice kind of bendiness to it, so the cards aren't really stiff. So that's nice. And they're not glossy, but they're sort of matte, I would say. A little bit matte. Definitely not glossy, so really nice cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to slowly go through these cards so you get a feel for them. So again, this is called the traditional Korean tarot deck, and I will put all the links on where you can find out more about this deck and where you can purchase just below this video. Okay, so starting with the Fool. So what I'm first noticing about these cards is how beautiful and colorful they are. I love a colorful deck with a lot of detail and things happening, and these cards are quite striking in that regard. They're really, really beautiful. Once I've finished going through all the cards, I'm going to do a little sample reading to see how this deck reads. My cat has a lot of opinions. She has a lot to say about these cards. So this is based on the Rider-Waite format, or the Rider-Waite style. And we'll see as we go through the deck, but I think most of the cards stick pretty close to the traditional Rider-Waite symbolism. So that's kind of nice. I can't wait to take these cards for a test drive. That's one of my favorite things to do when I get a new deck. After I've looked through each and every card, just taking it for a test run. Oh, that one's really pretty. I think my favorite part about this deck so far is all the flowers. I find those really, really captivating and lovely. And these cards are also very, I would say, like dynamic. I feel like there's lots going on. There's a lot of movement in these cards. There's plenty of different symbols and colors to grab your attention. I find that's really helpful when you're reading intuitively too, is to work with a deck that has plenty of color and symbol to pull you in and speak to you. I like this one. Really captures the vibe of the sun. Okay, so we're at the end with the world. And we're into the suit of wands, starting with the court cards, starting with the page of wands here. It's interesting how the ace is like almost like a portal. Yeah, gorgeous. So I'm curious, oh, here we are. We're into the suit of pentacles, starting with the page of pentacles. So it looks like each deck has kind of its own color scheme, sort of. Nope. I was thinking, well, sort of, yeah. So, okay, so with wands, we started out blue. There's different colors. Okay, I was thinking each suit had like a totally different background color. Okay, so here we're into the suit of pentacles. So I'm curious to know what kinds of things do you look for in a tarot deck? Like, what are the kinds of elements that really captivate you and draw you in when you're looking at a new deck? Okay, I like how the aces, they kind of look like portals to me. Oh wait, Ace of Pentacles, okay. Ooh, this is interesting. Three of Pentacles. So yeah, going back to my original question, what is it that draws you in with a particular deck? Like for me, what's drawing me in with this deck, with these cards, is definitely the bright colors are really pulling me in. And I would say also the individuals on the cards too, with their expressions, their body language, and the flowers are all elements that I'm really liking with this deck. Particularly the flowers and the colors. All right, so now we're into the suit of swords. I like the tiger here. Queen of Swords is very nice. King of Swords. This King of Swords actually looks younger than I usually think of King of Swords as being this old stuffy guy. This is a younger King of Swords. I really love the feel of these cards. They feel really lovely. All right, Two of Swords. Ooh. Hawk. I really appreciate that this deck does stick to the kind of traditional Rider-Waite imagery for the most part. I feel like that's going to make it really easy for me to transition to using this deck. Yeah, I love what they've done with the Seven of Swords here with the mask, because Seven of Swords is all about authenticity, and sometimes when it comes up, it's because we are pretending to be someone we're not, or we feel like we have to wear a mask and mask our true selves. Oh, see, this is beautiful. Nine of Swords is one of my least favorite cards to get, but I feel like if I got it in this deck, I wouldn't be so miserable because it's so pretty. There's so many beautiful flowers growing up around here. It's a nice card. See, it really intrigues me when a card is like a little bit different from the Rider-Waite, because normally there's like a person here, but there's no person. There's just the swords, and then there's the shoes, and then the hat. So it's like the person is long gone. This is interesting. Like, I love it when cards are like a little bit different, because then it helps you kind of contemplate and see the cards in a different way and kind of think about some of the elements of the cards. So I love that. Okay, now we're into the Suit of Cups. One of my favorite suits, actually. Just gonna take some of the cards off so it's a bit lighter. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this deck? What do you think about these cards? And of course, I'm going to take these cards for a test drive in a minute here and see how they read. Ten of Cups, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Okay, and then we've already done the Pentacles. So let's give these cards a shuffle. Let's see how they shuffle. This is one of those things that is actually important to me in a deck, how the cards feel when you're shuffling them. I have a few decks that I love, but they just don't shuffle well. Like, they're awkward to shuffle. And I want to see how these shuffle. Nice. Okay, let's give them a couple more shuffles here. The cards slide nicely, they don't get stuck. That's important. The cardstock does feel very durable. I feel like these cards, even with heavy use, could probably last quite a while. Okay, so let's interview this deck. I'm gonna start by asking these cards, what kind of a deck are you? What card kind of sums up your personality? Okay, we got, ooh, Page of Wands, fun. Okay, so the Page of Wands, let's just zoom in a little here. The Page of Wands is the card that sums up this deck's personality. So when I look at the Page of Wands, there is like this bright, happy, playful feeling with this card. And I do feel like that is the energy throughout this deck. This deck does feel like very uplifting, very happy, very beautiful. And there is a sense of like beauty and playfulness, and also a sense of unfolding, like just with all the flowers, like the flowers unfolding and blossoming and opening up. There is this real feeling of unfoldment with these cards. And that's what I'm getting from the Page of Wands. Now, another thing I'm picking up from the Page of Wands is the pages are all about learning. It's about being a student. So another thing I'm getting about the personality of these cards is that if you are a student of the tarot, if you're just learning, this is a great deck to work with. It's very close to the Rider-Waite imagery. And this is a good deck for someone who maybe doesn't love the Rider-Waite deck, like maybe you just don't click with the images or the style of artwork, then this is a beautiful alternative. So I do feel like the Page of Wands is telling me that this deck will help you if you're learning tarot, and it will also help you to be more kind of playful with tarot and allow your skills to just sort of unfold naturally instead of in a really forced way. It feels like this deck feels very, I want to say easygoing, like playful, but also easygoing. Okay. Let's do another one. So I'm just going to put this card to the side, and I'm going to ask these cards, what kinds of readings do you like to do? Is there a particular topic or area that you kind of specialize in? Okay, and we have Nine of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles is really a card of abundance and comfort and ease. So I feel like these cards would be great if you're asking, questions about money, finance, particularly how to be more comfortable financially, or how to just be, I was going to say more comfortably physically, because I feel like this card is also about physical well-being, not just financial well-being, but physical well-being and health. I feel like overall these cards love to give advice on how to make life easier, because that's what the Nine of Pentacles is about. It's about stepping back or sitting back and really being able to slow down and enjoy just the day-to-day stuff and taking it easy, taking like the easy route or the path of least resistance. So I feel like just from looking at this card that this is a deck that I might want to consult if I'm trying to find the path of least resistance, if I'm trying to find a way to do something or to make something happen that is the most simplest, direct way, the easiest way, the way that is going to be most pleasurable. Now, pleasure is another word that I associate with the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel like this deck loves to tell us how to add more pleasure into our day-to-day lives. So how to find pleasure and bliss in the mundane, in the usual, in the day-to-day, how to see that kind of beauty. And this makes sense because this deck is full of images of beauty and flowers and butterflies and beautiful birds. So there is this sense of pleasure and bliss and enjoyment that is inherent in all the cards, even like the sad cards, like that one card I was talking about, the Nine of Swords. Even in that card is beautiful. And so I think that that is a big message with this deck. So let's ask one last question. Let's see, what should we ask? Let's ask the cards, what message do you have for us today? Ooh, Queen of Wands. Okay. So with the Queen of Wands, what I'm noticing about this card is her directness. She is looking right at us in this really direct way. And I feel like the message is to face things head on. If there's a creative project that you're working on, don't beat around the bush. Don't keep putting it off. You need to dive in, face it head on. If there's a relationship issue that you've been struggling with or you're dancing around, taking a more direct approach is going to be helpful as you move forward. And I'm noticing that there is this real feeling of positivity with this card, with the sunflowers opening and unfolding, and just the color scheme. Oh, there's my cat again. there's a black kitty right here in this card. There's just a positive feeling with these cards. And the two key words that I take from this card is positivity and optimism, and directness, so focus. So combining those two things, being positive, being optimistic, and focusing, those two energies of focus and positivity are going to be really helpful for you today. So a question to ask yourself is, how can I work in more sort of positivity, whether it's like having a positive intention, focusing on the positive things, focusing on lifting your energy up, thinking of things that make you happy. Like, how can you integrate that into your day-to-day? And how can you integrate this idea of focusing into your day? How can you make that a part of things? How can you be more focused today? I feel like that is her message. And of course, the Queen of Wands is she's an outside the box thinker, and she doesn't necessarily take the path most obvious. And she's not an irrational character, but she's not all about logic either. Like, she really sets her mind free, and she frees herself to come up with like very creative solutions to problems and very different ideas that other people may never consider. So the other message I get with this card is to really connect with your inner Queen of Wands, that inner part of you that is maybe a little bit rebellious and able to come up with creative ideas and creative solutions and all that. And of course, the one thing I'm noticing in all of these cards is that all of them have orange flowers on them. Here, I know it's the pentacles are orange. They're not actually flowers, but they look kind of like flowers. And so there's a lot of orange and yellow coming at me from these cards. And I associate orange and yellow with being positive, being optimistic, and like high energy. These are high energy cards that have this real message of hope and enthusiasm and optimism and positivity. That's just sort of, it's radiating. That's the word I'm looking for. There's this energy of radiating with all of these cards. All right, so that has been my test drive reading with these cards. So once again, this is called the Traditional Korean Tarot, and they were created by the artist BANA. And I'm going to put all the links where you can check out this deck, where you can purchase this deck, right below this video. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.